Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ilham Fahlevi. Name 09031382328153. So I'm from Information Systems 4B, batch 2023. So this video is for midterm examination subject System Operating. Have you guys wondered how to operate Linux on Windows? And is the way to use Windows and Linux different? Let me explain. The answer is yes. You can run Linux on Windows using Windows subsystems for Linux, a virtual machines like I am using right now, such a VirtualBox. That helps you to run Linux on Windows. And the way you use Windows and Linux is different. Windows has a graphical user interface, focus experience, and the Linux relies more on the command line and for a system control customizations. So I'm here today gonna explain some of the questions on my midterm exam assignment. Here's the questions. Okay, question number 1, structure directory. Number 1, make a main directory named name_nama. So for these questions, first we have to enter the root. The code is sudo su and enter our password to pass this process. And then we did it. We entered the root. And then to make a directory, we use command mkdir or make a directory with the name of the directory. So here mkdir, my name and my name. So to use this directory, we use command cd. Yes, cd is to go to specific directory. So here we in null the main directory. Next to the question number 2. In a main directory, make 3 subdirectory named document, code, and archive. So for these questions, because the comments is the same like the questions we did it before, so we just repeat the code, the comment. We use mkdir and followed by the name of the directory that we're gonna make it. But in this case, I make 3 at once in one comment. And because we already in a main directory, we no longer need to write the complete path. Question number 3. Show the directory structure results using the appropriate comments. So to show directory structure, we use command ls-l. We write ls mean l and followed by the directory name. And because we're in the directory that we're gonna show, so we no need to write the complete path. For this comment, syntax provides additional information such as permissions, answer, group, file size, and modifications date. So here we can see on the structure directory, structure file, directory archive, we see drvxr, xr, and x to root, and then this is a modification date. Question number 2, file manipulate. Question number 2.a, make a file name identitas.txt and a document directory which contains nama, name, and prodi. So in these comments, we use syntax echo, strip e, and followed by the text that we're gonna write in our file. And then don't forget to add the path where we're gonna put our file. Question number 2.b, copy file identitas.txt into directory archive and change to the name to identitas_backup.txt. Okay, for these questions, we use command cp and followed by the path where the file is exactly located. And then followed again by the path that we're gonna paste in this directory. And don't forget to change the name, change the file name. And then to see if our copy paste was success is we use syntax ls mean l and followed by archive because we paste in that directory. Question number 2.c, move file identitas.txt to directory code. Okay, for this question we use command mv, or this represent for move that, and don't forget to follow with the file path before moving and the directory where it will be placed. And to make sure if file identity is already moved, we use command ls-l, comment on the target directory. Question number 2.d, show file identities.txt. Okay, for this case, we use command cat or cat and followed by the path of file identity.txt, because in previous comments we have moved identities.txt to code directory from directory document, so the path should be code. Questions number 3.8. Give the file owner access right to read and write. Meanwhile, the groups may only read and others may not access identities_backup.txt. Okay, to answer these questions, we use command chmod or change number, chmod followed by 640. Okay, before we continue the explanations, I will introduce you to Mr. 640. What happens with this number until he could change the access? Okay, we have 640 here, and each number represents the access. Flag 5 presentations number, the read attribute or permissions has a value of 4, write has value of 2, and while the executable attribute has a value of 1. So, total 3 digits to set permissions owner group and others. And its sequence of numbers also represent attribute access permissions. So here we have 640, and this 6 means that 6 presents access rights attribute for the owner, 4 represent for group, and 0 represent for other. So that's why to answer this number, we change access with flag file permissions number 6.640, because these situations we want owner access right is read and write. The group may only read and other may not access at all. So we use chmod 640. Question number 2.b. The question is change owner file identities_backup.txt to be owned by root user and the staff group. Okay, for these situations we use command chown or change owner followed by who's gonna be the new owner and group who has the access. So for here, change owner, root, staff, and the path file. Questions number 3.c. Show information's permission access and ownership file after we change are made. Okay, before we change the owner, the information shows root, and after we change, it changes root staff. It means root becomes the owner of the file, and staff becomes the group that has access to the file. So, in previous comments, we have changed the owner, and before we change, the output is root, and after we change, the output change root stuff. Question number 4, symbolic link. Question number 4.a. Make a file name referensi._name.txt with content. Ini adalah dokumentasi sistem operasi milik nama mahasiswa dengan name mahasiswa. Okay, for these questions we use comment echo followed by ea, because this is we're gonna use special characters. So we write ini adalah dokumentasi sistem operasi milik Ilham Fahlevi dengan NIM 0903, and don't forget to put the directory. We're gonna put this file, and then we write the name of this file. Question number 4.b. Make a symbolic link to referensi_name.txt with the name shortcut _name.txt. So, to answer these questions, we use command ln-s and then followed by the target and symbolic link _name. So, in this case, we use ln-s referensi_name.txt followed by the name of symbolic link shortcut _name.txt. Question number 4.c. Display list file in the directory with the attribute information to make sure link has met. Okay, for show list file, we use command ls-l And from the output, we can see if we have success to link referency underscore name.txt to file shortcut underscore name.txt. And then we can see right access file referency underscore name.txt and symbolic link that we have made is different. This indicates that even though we create a symbolic link, the access rights of the target file are not inherited to symbolic link. Questions number 4.d. Change the contents of referency underscore name.txt to dokumentasi telah diperbarui oleh nama mahasiswa. Okay, this is if we're gonna change the file, we use command echo and the contents, and don't forget followed by the name of files we're gonna change. Questions number 4.e. Show content shortcut underscore name.txt and explain it. Okay, in this case, in this question, we use cat and followed by the path of the file to see the content. From output that we can see, because earlier referency underscore name.txt was made symbolic link to shortcut underscore name.txt, so that the contents of shortcut underscore name.txt are same as referency underscore name.txt, because the symbolic links only points to original file, not making a copy. If the reference underscore name.txt file is changed, the contents of shortcut underscore name.txt also change. So when earlier changings, the contents of document from reference underscore name.txt, dokumen telah diperbarui oleh nama mahasiswa. That's why when displaying shortcut underscore name.txt, it's also replaced to adjust from the referency underscore name.txt. However, if referency underscore name.txt is deleted, file symbolic link becomes broken and cannot be accessed anymore. Question number 5, user mask. Questions number 5.a is check umask default value. Okay, to check umask default value, we use command umask, and the output is the default value that we have. The default value that I have is 0 to 2. Okay, questions number 5.b, change umask to 027 and make a new file named data underscore name.txt. Okay, for these questions, we use umask and the value of the change 0 to 7, and then after that we use command touch to make a new file, and followed by the name of the files we're gonna make it. Okay, questions number 5.c, show permissions access file data underscore name.txt after we made it. Okay, to show that, we use ls strip l and followed by the name of the file. So in this case ls strip l data underscore my name.txt. So in this output, we can see informations about permission access and update date. Next is questions number 5.d. Explains how changing the umask affects the access permissions of newly created files. Okay, explains how the umask changes. Basically, this umask is a value to determine the default permissions for newly created files and directories. In general, files usually have a default value of 666 and 777 for directories. Then how does this umask affects file access permissions? So when I do umask 0 to 7, where this changes the default Linux umask from 0 to 2, so for newly created file, it is affected by the newly changed umask to 0 to 7, where previous the owner group and others in this root could access reading files. After the umask was changed to 0 to 7, file access changed to the owner can still read and write, the group can still read, and other changed to having no access at all. So the process is 666 file access strips subtract 0 to 7 umask value, where from each number the result is subtracted by 640, which means the owner has access to read and write, the group has access to read, and others have no access at all. Affect the access permissions of newly created files. So, here's my explanations. I think that's all. Thank you very much for listening and for your attentions. I'm sorry if my explanations is bad. So, thank you very much. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.